Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Deke. As you can see, I'm back here in Diablo Immortal. I am Paragon 1060, so I've basically just barely kept up with the server. I guess server Paragon level went up to 1100 today, but I basically have kept up with the server Paragon level. So I've done the bare minimum. I log in for raids, I do some PvP matches, and very casual play. Haven't been pushing any leaderboards or anything like that in a long time, but there's a massive update today, and I have mixed feelings on it. They're bringing what they're calling familiars to the game, which are pets. I've already done just kind of the opening quest. I woke up in the middle of the night after the patch and just checked it out for a few minutes because I couldn't sleep. But have mixed feelings on this because, in one way, this is very cool because you get to have pets that like loot stuff for you and all that, and there's some, passive benefits that you're getting from, the familiars that you use. So it's an interesting system, but it's another system where you're basically looking for duplicates and you're trying to get, rare versions. I'm sure many of you have probably played mobile idle games where you're looking for duplicates and you're trying to rank up your stuff. Not that dissimilar to legendary gems, honestly, in the game. So it's just going to be another system that they want us to pay into, more than likely. I'm assuming there's going to be some decent ways to rank them up just in game, but I'm assuming that the best pets you can get are all going to be basically pay to win pets. So mixed feelings because it's nice that DI is constantly updating the game and bringing new things, new features, new ways to play, keeping it somewhat exciting. For instance, I've been playing D4. They just did the midwinter event for D4 that came out 2 days ago. You play it for 5 minutes and you're kind of already over it. Where DI actually does bring legitimate features to the game. So it's kind of hard to hate on that. The only downside, which is kind of the downside in the game in general, is just that there's so much pay to win in it that it somewhat undermines the really cool design, the cool atmosphere of this kind of Diablo MMO, if you will. But anyway, we're going to check it out. So let's see here. I didn't do a lot. I literally just did the opening quest to unlock the familiars, which was just talking to somebody over here. This person, Nisa, I guess. I guess she's that like wizard that was in one of the Heliquary battles, the raids. That she would help you by putting the bubble up or whatever. I can't remember what the boss was, but she was in that. So you just talk to her and you can unlock these. You kind of get the first one for free, which is this one. And then it's asking you to empower it, which I did level it up once. So I did I was able to level it up once just by doing like one bounty board set, like 4 bounties. And I also did whatever this thing's called, the contract, the shadow contract, and I got 1 level on it. So it looks like there's going to be some grinding involved here because there's going to be multiple pets. The only way I think you can get this resource that levels them up is through the codex. So like your base, where is it? Activity. So your activity boxes, these that you get so there's 2 new systems in the game. This system is called like Moonlight Flora or whatever. I don't understand this one quite yet. I'll have to get some of these and actually level it up. There's another person kind of in that same area that you can, there's some other new system. So, but you also get these spirit essence. That's what it is that you use to level up your familiars. And so the only way you can get them, to my knowledge right now, is out of these boxes. So your daily activity rewards plus just elite monsters. So those of you who've spent your time running the running circles at the racetrack or whatever, just farming monster balls back in the day, just trying to stay way ahead on Paragon and all that stuff. I think that's probably going to be a pretty good method to unlock or get more spirit essence to rank up your pets. So maybe some reason to actually grind the game again, other than just this system, which is leveling up your gear, which is a really important one, but man, it is so slow. Like you basically just have to play all day, every day, doing something really monotonous to keep these things leveled up. So I've kind of fallen behind on my gear. I mean, it's high compared to new players, of course, But it just takes so many resources to get one rank in one piece of gear. So I don't really do that world grind anymore, but I might do a little bit of it now just to try to really work the pet system and see if there's something there that's interesting or fun. And some weird new font down here. Like, this is so weird. And then you go here and it's back to the normal font. I wonder if that's just like a bug or something. But anyway, so yeah, there might be like a reason to actually grind. There's also a new main storyline quest here. So I'm probably going to walk through that today. And I might just record that and have a video of doing the storyline like I did on the last big narrative patch they did. There's also new hells in the game. So I'm actually on Inferno 4 right now. I went out and did some world farming. I'm pretty much geared for that. Let's see what I'm at 26,682 in this kind of, my horse kind of speed farming build. My builds are not nearly as put together as they once were, just because I haven't played enough to really grind out multiple sets of gear and different things for different sets. But yeah, at any rate, let's see what it says here on the hell difficulty. It says basically 26,020 is the recommended combat rating. Let's see if it gives us any more information. It doesn't really give us any more information on levels, because basically when you go into a dungeon, this number changes. And I found that I went into a hidden layer and this number changed because I had an orange warning sign, and I was just on my phone and I actually did die in there because you take a lot of damage in the hidden layer. So I think it's the hidden layers are calculating the same required combat rating as the dungeons will. So I'm assuming that number is going to be more like 27,000, because if I was getting an orange marker at 26,700, that's only 300 combat rating off of 27,000. I'm assuming the dungeons are going to be somewhere in that 27,000 range. Maybe 26.8 something, 26.9 maybe. So there is some discrepancy there on this, even though it says 26,000 on just the world farming. It doesn't give you probably actually have to go to a dungeon entrance to see the combat rating for the dungeons and the hidden layers. But at any rate, we basically have 40 levels here to go from where we were, our old server Paragon, and to get to 1100, which is going to allow us to put on the gear. One thing that I've been doing, and if you haven't been doing this, you can start now as you're going up, but things like Fractured Plane, which is actually active again with some familiar stuff you can do. So I'll probably do that too. Might make a video on that. But one thing you can do is you get these items that go into your third tab here, and they're basically legendary items like this, or green or set items. But when they're in this form, they don't roll the legendary until you actually click on it and open it, and it moves it over to your inventory tab here, your gear inventory tab. So anytime you see one of these out of like event quests, or like I said, Fractured Plane, you can get several of these. There's many ways you can get them when you get these. It's always good to just, and if you have decent gear, like right now, I'm pretty much all triples. Some of them are lower triples, like this is a 1434, but I do have a lot of 1500 plus triples. So if your gear looks pretty good, and you're coming up on some kind of patch like this, or some kind of hell swap, or you're going to go up in tiers, if you just stockpile all this stuff, you can get, hopefully get a couple of really good pieces from the new tier that'll be 1100 plus, and you'll get a big boost in your CR. So I'm sure there are people that have saved pages of these things, but this is how many I've gotten, because I don't really play that much anymore. So, but that's one cool thing you can do. So it'll be kind of cool just kind of grinding up. So it looks like they've raised the server Paragon up to 1100. So we're all going to be getting this massive XP bonus for quite a while. 39 levels for me. I'm sure there are people that are going to get it in 2 days. Hell, there may be people that already have it. I don't know. But let's see here. There's also these new bracelet slots. So from my understanding, they're actually here. Can I move let me move my camera here for a second. That kills the sound. But underneath your set items here, we've got new bracelet slots. The bracelet slots are basically going to just add an extra 2 items to every set. So the sets are not growing. Like you look at a set, you've got the 2-piece set, the 3-piece set, and the 2-piece set, the 4-piece set, and the 6-piece set bonuses. Those aren't changing. But you're going to have an extra set of gear that you can get to give you more. So effectively, you will be able to have a 6 and a 2, or you may be able to have 2 4s, right? So this is going to raise the power level of characters by quite a bit. And these, you'll be able to get bracelets when you are Paragon 1100. So for instance, if you're in Inferno 3 and you have 26,000 CR and you go to Inferno 4 here, then you can go ahead and start pre-farming and you will get bracelets. So just say, for instance, you go out and kill stuff in the world, you'll get blues and yellows and you'll get bracelets. I'm not saving any of those because I'm assuming as soon as I run, a handful of dungeons, I'm going to get green bracelets, and then I'll start saving those for when I hit 1100. But yeah, effectively, this is another power system, and I'm assuming that they're also going to have a gem slot, so another normal gem slot. So there's a couple of things that they've added to the game to get people to spend more money. One of those being the pet system, where you can buy contracts to get new pets. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to buy ways to level them up and maybe and rank up their power. Because like I said, I think I'm not that familiar, but you see how up here at the top, the companion's name is in blue. I'm pretty sure that means it's a rare pet. Yeah, if you look at this one, this is a common pet. Okay, so you can already kind of see that not only are you trying to get rare or maybe legendary pets, I think the way you get those is not by ranking them up. So if I rank this thing up all the way to 30, which is its max rank, it's not going to turn into a rare. The way you turn it into a rare is by getting duplicate copies of it, just like you do all those, idle games, like I was saying. So that's going to be like an actual real money sink. And then I think also, obviously, the whales are going to be able to just buy into maxing out another normal gem for most of these bracelet slots, which is going to be a big power boost as well. So anyway, that's most of the new stuff. There are some new gems. I'm not really that interested in new gems because I don't really spend money in the game. I do buy the battle pass occasionally, but I'm not really interested in new gems. I kind of have the gems that I'm going to play. Now, I will say that this new system they put in the last patch where you can put an auxiliary gem. So for instance, I had a 2-star Seeping Bile. I put it in over my Phoenix when I'm doing, world content or whatever, because I don't need the Phoenix necessarily. I might need the Phoenix now that we're in Inferno 4, and then over my Frozen Heart, same thing. I put a Starfire Shard because I had a 2-star one. So that's kind of a cool system just to get a little bit more like combat stat power on some of the builds where you don't need your defensive stats. So those things are kind of interesting. You can do that on any kind of gem just to basically try out the gem. But for somebody like me where I can like min-max my different builds, you actually can overwrite some of the gems that aren't doing a lot for you in certain scenarios with, weak powered versions of other 5-stars, which is kind of cool. But another thing that, I discovered with the training dummy is that for Crusader, this Gloom Cask is probably the best gem in the game because 50% of your damage is done by your primary attack. So that leads me to 2 conclusions. Number 1, using Condemn. Hold on, let me get to my skill page here. Using Condemn with the chest that effectively makes it just give you this lightning bolts on your primary attacks. And then also the Gloom Cask, which does a similar thing where it, has a proc that channels this additional primary attack damage. It's insane. the Gloomcast does so much damage. So I don't even have a really high level one. I spent all my telluric, whatever they're called. What are these things called? The pearls? Telluric pearls? Yeah, I've spent all these buying Gloomcasks, and then I actually got pretty lucky on one run of legendary crests. Like, I basically get them off of, my raids every week, and I stockpile them up. And I got really lucky, and I got two 2-star 5s and one 4-star 5, a bunch of random gems, and I sold those. And I was able to buy. I spent all that plat to get one 4-star Gloomcast just to try to make this one stronger, because this gem is so good. So I would recommend Crusaders. If you're not deep into gems yet and you're looking at something you want to pick up, I would say the Gloom Cask is probably the way to do that. Anyway, so for this video, I think I'm probably gonna do the quest line, and then maybe I'll do some of the Fractured Plane. So let me just make this video its own thing, just as kind of like my general overview of this new patch. And yeah, there are more things to say. Maybe I'll do another video on those. But in general, I think that like DI gets a big win in terms of actually staying on top of putting out robust content for players to play. I really hope D4 gets into that mode as well, because DI is kicking their ass, in my opinion, in that regard. So, all right, we'll be back in another video to run the main storyline, and then also maybe to do some Fractured Plane and work on this familiar leveling a little bit. Hope everyone's doing well. Those of you who are subscribed to the channel and been asking for videos and stuff, thank you guys so much. I appreciate the support. And thanks for your patience for somebody that's not really playing this game a lot. But I think I probably will play it a little bit more coming up. So maybe I will make some build guides on the things that I've been doing. And if I get actually caught up and get in the front runner of stuff, I'll start doing some legit guides on PvP specifically. I've actually been enjoying the new PvP system. The way matchmaking works now is actually really fun. I dominate in PvP because I don't play a lot, so when I play my 3 a day, I don't get crazy high in the ranks, and the whales are pretty much out of the lower ranks, except for maybe people who are whales that also haven't played a lot, so their gear is not very strong. So I do very well in those games, so they tend to be very fun. So I do have some recommendations on PvP and stuff like that. So I do have stuff to talk about in the game, and if you guys are interested in that, give me a like and a comment on this video. And let me know like what kinds of stuff you'd like to see from me. Do you want updates on specific builds, guides, stuff on PvP? Like, what are the people that are already subbed to this channel and are interested in my content? What would you like to see from me? And are you guys cool with me doing videos like this where I'm just a talking head going over what I'm looking at? It takes a lot of work to do the videos that I used to do. They're production videos. I just don't have a lot of time to do that right now. So if you guys are interested in seeing some videos where I just talk through my builds, maybe do a little gameplay, I think I could probably pull that off. And if you guys are interested in it, then just, leave me a comment and a like. Let me know what you want to see. And okay, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.